Welcome back to the program. It's 9:20 in Johannesburg this morning, and that time of the day when we take inspiration from none other than a personal excellence mentor and coach, Hafiz Imraan Choonara, director at the Africa Muslims Agency. And he's been speaking to us throughout the month of Ramadan in a series of very informative talks that are available as a SoundCloud podcast on our SoundCloud page. You could also go down to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Salam Media, and pick up the daily video. And of late, this is now also connected to our YouTube channel at Salam Media, and you can find it independently brought to you by the African Muslims Agency. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Imran, welcome back to the program.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Azhar, always great to be with you guys.
And today we are talking about anger. I hope you're not too angry this morning with us.
Well, actually,
Absolutely.
this is a heavy topic, obviously, and it's a very important subject. And look, I'm gonna say, and it can be broken down in so many aspects, but let's cover a couple of thoughts this morning. Now, I'm gonna give you some statements today, guys, that maybe you might disagree with, but hear me on this. Just be patient, write it down, think about it, and see, maybe after you process it, maybe you get my perspective on this. You see, everything that you and I, everything we talk about, and we've done over the last few weeks, centers around the idea that you and I have a responsibility to change ourselves and to better ourselves. We don't have a responsibility to better another human being or to change another human being. We can't change another person, but I can change me. I can grow me. I can better me. And that is my responsibility my entire life. It is not my responsibility to change you. Maybe you might change yourself, or you might grow or better yourself, maybe by my example. Maybe you see me do something, you might learn from there, but it's not my responsibility to better you. It is my responsibility to better me. So let's start on that premise. Now, when it comes to anger, now here already you're going to disagree with me, most of you. Nobody can make you angry. No one. Absolutely no human being can make you angry. Now, before you get angry at me because you think I said something that's not fair, you see, you do that for yourself. You make yourself angry. I make myself angry. Nobody else makes me angry. And first of all, I should say this: anger is never justified. Never. Not once ever. Anger is not justified. Now, I know you're sitting there resenting what I'm just saying, because here's my thought on this. Hurt is justified. Pain is justified. Disappointment, justified. Deep sadness is justified. But you see, when that translates into anger, you've chosen a reaction to that feeling, and you've chosen anger as an emotion. You could have chosen concern, you could have chosen thought, you could have chosen gratitude, you could have chosen understanding, you could have chosen different things, but you chose anger. You chose that. The other person did not choose anger for you. Somebody might have done something that disappointed you. You felt disappointed. You felt sad. You felt hurt. You felt in pain. You feel pain. Somebody hits you. What do? You feel pain. You feel sadness. You feel disappointment in what happened. You feel confusion. You upset within you. But anger is an outward display. It's an emotion we display outwardly. I'm choosing to display that emotion and outwardly, anger, right? I can be upset. I can be sad. So I want to labor that point, because I think too many times we think, no, that person beats me up and they make me angry. Well, no. They beat you up, yes. They hurt you. You're in pain. You're disappointed. You're discouraged. You all of that. But anger was your choice. Now, let me explain that in a different perspective, maybe. So I said you can. Anger does not necessarily, yes, it hurts the other person, but more importantly, it hurts yourself. Anger harms us more than it harms the other one, because we create an incredible. Are we there? Are we there? Okay, cool. We create this toxic vibe within us when we're angry. We hurt ourselves more than we hurt the other person. Yes, we do hurt them. If you're angry at your child and you do something, or you scream and you shout, or you hit, or whatever the case is, your anger is a display of that, and it comes out that way, you'll hurt that person, true. but you're actually destroying your inside. You're making yourself a very toxic human being, and you become a very bitter, angry human being. And you see people often in their later years in life, when they're 50, 60, 70 years old, they become they're bitter people. They're just angry at the world. They're just annoyed at everything. Everything annoys them. They find fault in everything. Why? Because throughout their lives, they've chosen to convert sadness into anger, disappointment into anger, concern into anger, pain into anger, and they become angry human beings. So, you see, if you blame someone for your situation, if you're feeling sad or hurt,
No, now we've lost you. That's for sure.
them the responsibility to change you. We talked about this a few days ago. Am I back?
Yes, you're back. You're back. You're connected. You're live.
I think I'm back, absolutely. The minute you give somebody else the responsibility and you say somebody else is angry, they made you angry, then it means you're giving them the responsibility to make you happy again. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. No, you can't give the responsibility to somebody else, because when you do that, you lose control of your life. That's very, very dangerous. A mentor of mine said this to me a while ago, that don't take the bait of offense. Don't take the bait of offense. Now, if you can hear my house alarm, let me go and switch it off, because somebody triggered it by mistake.
All right, we seem to have lost you there, Imran, but we definitely could hear your house alarm ringing in the background. Please don't become angry about it, and you as the viewers and the listeners, don't be angry. Also,
Challenge
it's
this morning,
just
but anyway, nonetheless, we are back.
normal
So,
occurrence. Yeah. We'll be back. I was giving people encouragement not to be angry. It seems that the network connection is letting us down today, but let's see if we can re-establish that one with Imraan Choonara to see what he's got to say. He was talking about anger and about not allowing ourselves to become angry unnecessarily. And anger, yes, it's a reality. People do become angry, and the prophetic teachings around anger are very simple. If you are standing, then sit down. If you're sitting down, lay down. If not, then go and make the wudu, because water extinguishes the fire, and anger is a type of fire. So these are the methods that we can employ in controlling that anger. And as he was saying, but let's see if we can re-establish that connection. Very important that we get the proper advice around these life-changing experiences and information from those who are qualified. And Imran joining us.
Okay, I think I'm back, right?
Yes, you're back with us right now. Yes, you may go ahead.
Okay, fantastic. Right, let's wrap this up in some thoughts quickly. You see, this is a comment you want to write down. You want to write down this comment. Don't take the bait of offense. And a mentor of mine said this to me about 4 years ago, and I didn't understand what you meant. And she said, Imran, don't take the bait of offense. When someone offends you, it's bait. You have the choice to take it or not. So if you offend me, if you're annoyed at me, if you're angry, if you're screaming and shouting at me, you are about to offend me. I have the choice to take it or not. You are throwing bait at me like a fish. You're throwing bait at me, angry, and I became. But I can choose to walk away. I can choose to say, no, that's bait, and I'm not going to take it. I'm not that person that you say I am. I'm not going to allow myself to become angry. Also, you see, when you think about it, right? If you are hurt, if you are disappointed, if you are sad, if you are in pain, is it necessary to hurt another human being to express your pain? Is it necessary to hurt them, to scream, to shout, to beat them up? Is that necessary? Because that's how anger displays itself. How does anger display? In shouting, in swearing, in beating. That's how anger is an outward expression. You can be very, very hurting inside. You can be incredible pain inside. But the minute you hit, swear, scream, that's an outward display of anger. Do we have that right to destroy another human being by doing that? We don't have that right. Okay. And now this statement really, I've got to remind myself. I mean, you can imagine I'm a very strong personality. I've got to remind myself of this all the time. A moment of patience in a moment of anger prevents 1,000 moments of regret. A moment of patience in a moment of anger prevents 1,000 moments of regret. Because how many times did you and I shoot our mouth off or do something, and then you later on, when you're cooler and calmer, you realize probably was overreacting. Probably overreacted in that situation. Probably wasn't the smart thing to do. Now, folks, if you're because I know this happens so much, if you're in an abusive relationship right now, if you're going through something tough, please, I don't mean sit at home and take it. I don't mean just say, Imran said, I mustn't get angry. No. You must go seek help. That's what you must do. You must go seek assistance. You must go seek therapy. You must go seek help. And if you are someone who is angry all the time and you're beating people or you're swearing or you live a very vulgar life because you just out the display of anger, I beg you go seek help. You don't have to live as an angry human being. It is not sensible, right? Okay, so remember when someone's outwardly angry, it comes from within them. This is an important point. If Azhar, if you are angry at me, if you're angry and you swear and you shout and you scream, it's not a reflection of me, it's a reflection of you. It is from what's within you. All of us gives from what's within us. If I show patience, it's from within me. If I show kindness, it's from within me. If I show concern, care, it's from within me. If I show anger, it's from within me. There's something in me. So the person who displays anger in swearing, in shouting, in screaming, in beating, that outward display of anger, it's something within them. It's not your fault that they are angry. Don't ever accept responsibility for somebody else's display of anger. But then equally, folks, don't hold other people responsible for your display of anger. If you and we're very quick to say that, if you're angry at me, listen, I'm not going to take responsibility for your anger. That's your drama. You got issues. You must go sort out your issues. Okay, fair enough. I agree with you. But then, when you are paining and hurting and sad, be careful, because the minute you display this anger, it's coming from within you. It means you have issues and you have stuff to deal with, right? So, folks, I think I'm done, but I want to share with you because I want to make sure we don't miss the point. Don't get emotionally connected to the weakness of other people. When someone displays anger by screaming, shouting, swearing, beating, they're emotionally weak. They are emotionally weak human beings. An emotionally mature person does not need to beat, does not need to swear or shout or display this outward display of anger. Now, please don't get me wrong. Do we all trip up? Yes. I'm 46 years old. Have I been angry in my life at some point? Yes, multiple times. Thankfully, it's never resorted to beating or swearing, or I don't do stuff like that in my life. It doesn't mean that I don't get angry or haven't gotten angry outwardly. Yes. But that does not mean it was the other person's fault. It was my responsibility. All of us have been angry at some point. We displayed anger in some way or the other. But let's accept that it was our responsibility. It was not the other person. Yes, the other person did something to hurt us. But when the minute anger comes out of you, it's from within you and it's from within me. And let's work on that, right? And when you think about it, folks, and let's wrap this up. I know we're over time on this. When someone is hitting someone and swearing and shouting and screaming, it's because we have not learned how to communicate with each other.
Oh, seem the network is Imran. Seriously, this was not because you were over time. It's just the network has failed us completely, and we'll have to unfortunately leave it there. Jazakallah khairan for those wonderful words of advice once again. And I think tomorrow, before we get into the next topic, we'll just complete what was discussed today, so that that final point that you wanted to make, and I know you always leave the most important points sometimes for right at the end. We'll definitely catch up with that tomorrow morning in the next slot, inshallah. Let's take the break. When we come back, we continue with our programming on Salam Media. And this program was brought to you by the Africa Muslims Agency.